Another Technics product. Let's see it. How does it sound? The A800. Hello, my dear audiophile. Here I am again. Another overdubbed wonder of the world by yours truly, Pedro Diaz, from the original channel, The Audiófilos y Locos, in Spanish. Enjoy this amazing translation. Greetings, my dear audiophile. I hope you're doing well in this Christmas season and holiday season. I wish you the best for this Christmas. I know it looks like it's snowing COVID. And Audiófilos y Locos is the most amazing channel for crazy people and audiophiles and people who love music in general. I'm going to talk to you about these very interesting headphones. Technics EAH-A800. That's quite a name. It's a relatively new product, in spite of the fact that it's taken me a while to do the review. I was already working on one, but I broke the other ones accidentally. So I sent them back to Technics and they sent me another pair. They're very nice people. Thank you so much, Technics, for sending me another pair. Although I would have preferred black, but that's okay. We'll talk about that later. The thing is that this headphone is the over-the-ear version of these AZ60s. I already did the review on this, and I'll put a link so you can see it. They use the same app and the same technology. And the A800s are the external version. And of course, I'm also going to compare them to my Sony XM4s and my Airpods Max. Of course, I'm not going to compare them to my Bose because I want to compare them to smart headphones, the ones that have the sophisticated app and the sophisticated features. But I'm just going to keep these two. And then at the end, I'm going to show you a demo so you can hear for yourself with whichever headphones you have at home. Starting with design and build quality of these headphones, I can tell you I like the design. I already said that I would have preferred the black ones, but these silver ones are kind of cool because they look a little bit retro. These look like a DJ, maybe like an 80s or 70s design. And actually, recently I flew to Puerto Rico and I took them with me to try them. And I can tell you that the plane was full of Bose headphones and Dr. Beats and all kinds of Sony's XM4s and XM5s. You know, all the typical brands that you hear about. But this guy here was the only one with these beauties. And actually, some people did ask me about my headphones. And I was happy to tell them. Of course, I also had some friends try them and give me their opinion. So let's hear what they had to say. The noise cancellation is good. Very effective. For a trip, they will be fantastic. And they're very neutral in terms of sound quality. And I'm not listening to them very loud, but they sound very full and well defined, and they're comfortable, although with the heat here in Puerto Rico they're sticking a little bit to my cheeks. But I think with some air conditioning it would solve the problem. I like them a lot. These headphones have great cancellation, but the thing that impresses me the most is the definition listening to chamber music. I always try listening to headphones with chamber music, woodwinds. How do they sound with the oboes, with the horns, with bassoons? It says a lot about the definition and the transparency of the headphones. And I feel like these are very pleasant, very good tonal balance. They have a really good construction. It's very light. It is plastic, but they do feel solid. The clamping is not too strong. And they sit very well on the ears, but they are on the ear. They're not over the ear. They're pretty soft, the cushions, and they have memory foam. The one thing I have noticed is that they do get kind of sticky when it gets hot, and it gets a little sweaty because the vinyl is sort of leathery style, and it can turn into something a little bit hot if you're in a situation where that could happen. Now these fold very nicely and very similarly to the Bose and the Sonys, and they look very much alike when you fold them in their case. It almost looks like if they were made by the same OEM. I don't know, but they do have their own design. It's unique, individual. The headband is comfortable, it's cushioned, and the button system, even though I don't want to compare it to the Bose, it does look similar to the Bose because it has a power button there, and then the volume control and the button in the middle for stop and pause and forward. And when you turn it on, you hear the lady. It's more like an older, mature lady. She sounds a little more rigid than the normal young lady. And this lady will tell you, and the headphones will make some sounds. Let's see. Additionally, when you turn it off, it tells you what the battery level is. Let's try it.
Battery high.
Okay, battery high. That's funny because it usually says battery high. They say that the battery can last as long as 50 hours. And I believe it. I don't doubt it because they're always charged. The type of connection for the charger is USB-C. And it also has a 3.5 millimeter stereo input jack. So in case you run out of battery or you want to use them on the plane with the plane connection, it has a cable connection, and the cable is included. In terms of functioning, in terms of how they work, they're pretty much the same as the AC60s, although this is, of course, the in-ear version. They're very good. They're great for sleeping, or if you want to go incognito, don't want to use too much space on your head, these are very good. I think that the sound signature of Technics, the house sound, is well represented in both of these. And also you can equalize them with the app. I think they respond very well to equalization, and you can modify them that way. The noise cancelling is excellent. It's as good or maybe better than most of the other ones I've tried, maybe except for the Airpods Max. But sometimes you have leakage problems, or depends, because they're on ear. Some interesting features are that, as well as the Airpods Max, is that when you take them off, the music stops, and then it resumes when you put them back on. But sometimes it fails because if you open your ear to scratch it or something, or if there's a leakage, the headphone detects it and the music stops. So sometimes I disable it, that feature, but you can disable it so the music doesn't get interrupted, because it happens accidentally that sometimes the music stops for some movement that you made or if you lift it. But they do have great features. It also has 8 microphones, which makes it really good for telephone calls and also being able to hear outside. Like I said in my review of the AC60, so I won't talk about the app too much. Let's compare them to the other two. Compared to the Sony XM4s, which have been pretty much stolen by my daughter Juliet. I had to beg to get them back just so I can use them for this comparison. I feel like these are a little bit cooler, the material. It doesn't feel like the cushions get so hot. And they also feel maybe a little bit lighter, although it's not a huge difference. They definitely look a little more sleek. And in black, they look great because they're sort of spy headphones. You know, you can go incognito, nobody notices that you have them on, nobody cares, nobody's going to steal them. These ones draw a little more attention to themselves. I would love to see them in black. I'm sure in black they would be excellent. Although they have a metal cover here, like an aluminum cover, which makes it a little shiny. Even in black, although it's going to be anodized, they might still be a little bit shiny in black. Not the Sonys. Sonys are a soft plastic. Here the plastic in the Technics is a little bit harder, and I get the feeling that because of the silver paint, maybe it will lose its coloring someday. The Sonys also have a great app, very sophisticated, and in the past I complained that maybe it's too sophisticated for this old guy, and that I don't like to have to be tweaking so much. But if you're a fan of tweaking, and if you like to tweak, then you can tweak a lot. Traqueteo is tweaking in Spanish. In terms of noise cancelling, these are pretty much similar, but I think the Technics have bested them, and it has a very sophisticated way of controlling the noise cancelling. And this one has a feature where you can cover your ear if somebody's speaking to you, and it will mute the sound. This one also has touch controls, even though it doesn't seem like it. If you tap it twice, you can turn on and off the aware mode or the noise cancelling. If I had to use these for sleeping, I would use the Sonys. The Sonys are a little bit more low profile. The Technics are thicker, they're bigger, not so great for sleeping, but I do like to use those AC60s, which are their cousins. The price in these headphones is identical on Amazon right now. Although actually, at the time of publishing this video, the Technics were cheaper. They're 20% cheaper. And they both provide you with LDAC for Bluetooth, so you can hear high-resolution music on both of them. I personally like the sound quality of the Technics better. I think the Technics have better highs. They're more extended, a little more analytical, but not so fatiguing. You can also equalize them with the app. But if you see my comparison of 6 Bluetooth headphones, you can hear for yourself that the Sonys were not the best sounding ones. Sorry for the fanboys, Sony fanboys, but you can try the XM5s, which I haven't tried, so I guess I'm behind the times. I need to try the XM5s. Now, comparing them to the Airpods Max. The truth is that the Airpods Max are a luxury headset. It's a luxury product. This is like Mercedes, BMW, Porsche. But this costs much more than $500. And these are $250, although the Technics are $275 right now. The only reason I wanted to compare this is so you can see what happens if you want to go further from the Sonys or the Technics. Are you going to get better quality if you get the Airpods Max? Because all three of them are intelligent headphones. They give you the same features of turn off when you take them off, or use the microphones for awareness mode, and of course the sophisticated noise cancelling is creating all three of them. But the AirPods Max are better built, they're more luxurious, they're metal. It's just that in this case these are white and they get dirty easily. I had to change the cushions for some aftermarket ones that are cheaper. But the sound of the AirPods Max, it's really great. However, when I did the 6 headphone comparison, these were the best. But now with the Technics, I think the Technics are really good contenders. I wouldn't say that these sound inferior to the Apples. They sound different, but you're saving some money. But it's not the same construction. The Technics is a lightweight construction, and the Apples are heavy-duty construction. And the microphones on the Apple Airpods Max are the best. When you are in aware mode, you feel like they're not even on, like you don't have anything on. And the noise canceling is very robust in the Apples. The only problem is the following. I changed back from iPhone to Android because I don't really enjoy using Apple. So I stopped using the iPhone, and now I have my Android phone. So what happens? You can connect them, but any other feature like noise canceling or any other stuff, Apple says, go screw yourself. You cannot use any feature, sophisticated Apple features, unless you have an iPhone. So it's not worth buying them if you're going to use an Android phone. And even using an iPhone, it's kind of limited in how you can adjust features, in my opinion. I never really enjoyed it. These are friendly with both systems, and you can do a lot of tweaking with their apps. In this case, these are limited, but they're very functional. They have great noise canceling, excellent sound, great bass, but they're limited to the jail of Apple. Let's see what Technics says about these headphones on their website. Oh, here's a Technics page. The price is $349, although right now they're $275 on Amazon. I'll leave a link on the description, and you can see the specs. 34 ohm impedance, which would make it easy to drive from any phone. 8 microphones. And batteries 50 hours if you don't use the noise cancelling, of course. It comes down to 40 with noise cancelling, which I think is still amazing, ridiculously amazing. And here are the black ones. They look very nice in black. And you can read for yourself. I don't have to explain anything. So I'm going to cut this short. I have a sample of sound that you can see here in this channel. But I'll also put it on the description as a link in case you don't see it. But I have to do it that way because all my videos get demonetized. Do I recommend these headphones? Of course I do. A company with such incredible history of making great hi-fi equipment, and I think they have reached the target because they're not super expensive and they're at a very good bracket in price. They're very comfortable, but the most important thing is that they actually sound amazing. In my opinion, they sound better than the Bose 35s, and they sound better than the Sony XM4s. And they're at least as good as the Airpods Max for almost half the price. You can use the app to equalize them. You can use the noise cancelling without noise cancelling. You can use it with the wire. You can use the microphones to hear outside. Great telephone calls. Highly recommended. But let's see what the parapelómetro says. Thanks so much for watching this video, and keep putting in your requests, and support the main channel. If you want to support us on Patreon, it's patreon.com/theaudiophilos. And you can visit our page, theaudiofilos.com, where we have a forum. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all.